How's it going? This is David over Orion Knives. Before we get into the watch situation, going on a few things. Pig's still available, so if you want to pick up Pig, Mother's Day, anything else coming up, so Pig is available. So this is a stuffed pig that we had produced, watched the movie, and then didn't like what they did, so created Pig. So Pig's available. Also, we're going to have on Monday, we're going to have the release of the donut case. So this is with Crispy Donut Community. This is going to be a release with them. So they have 250. I have 250. So this is going to be also for your candy bar, so you can fit a candy bar in there. That's kind of how I got this set up, and see how big the pocket should be. So candy bar if you want to put it in there, but otherwise 4 knives or even wristwatches. But this is going to be what we have, and then we're going to get into the project I've been working on since 2022, end of 2022. So for the Casio AE1200 has a big modding community, and for that I was going to get it in. I still like watches. You'll see that I don't have it on my wrist, but anytime you ever watch any of the videos, I had the watch that I've been working on for a project, and I think only one other person picked up on what it was. But that is a watch that I'm working on based on the AE1200, and then instead of being inspired by the Seiko, which is a G757. This one is kind of the homage type of thing, so bringing that back as far as that styling. So I was able to find one on eBay, so this is the one that I picked up. So this is actually the original style. This is the one that is not the actual James Bond one, because this is the 5000, so G757 5000. I think the actual one is a G757 5200 or something like that. So this is going to be the one that's a little different. So as you see here, it is working, but for some reason I changed the battery on it. I believe it is just a part that I can change out. So I'm going to go and order some adhesive. It's going to lose some of that look to it, but I'm going to try and kind of bring it back a little bit. For some reason it just kind of rolled up. So this is the one that I was able to find on eBay, ordered in. Battery was leaking, so I did fix that, kind of took it apart to work on it. But the successor to this is only made from 1980 to 83. So anybody that's following for the Casio side, if you are interested in this project, I'm either going to go pre-order on the website for OrionKnives.com, or I'm going to do a Kickstarter. So it is a little outside the wheelhouse for the product, but it's going to be about $100. And then to make it work, I probably just need to sell at least 100 of them to make it worthwhile. But this is going to be the project. So I'm calling it the Q1200. So this is going to be now the watches. So it started out as this. I just took one of the old style guys and then kind of like started to put some clay on it to see if it would even work for the shape and all that. So this is kind of where it started for it. So all the reviewers that talk about where the Casio was based off of, they go, okay, well, that was based off of the Seiko. So they go back, okay, this is based off the Seiko, this is based off the Seiko. So I just figured, why don't I just make a Seiko? I didn't brand it Seiko, so I'm not going after that market, but this is going to be what it looks like. This is the one that I've been wearing. So change the shape on it. So if you don't know what the Casio looks like, so there's the Casio. So change it over from a circle to a square to match up with the original. Also open up that bar by the map to also match up to the James Bond style. And then change the wording locations from the side to that top and bottom. Eliminated all the wording, no Casio, no fake screws that are in the face of the Casio. And then this is going to be the Q1200. So giving a nod to Q, which works with all the little gizmos and gadgets. So James Bond always gets credit for it, but it really is Q that brings everything together and actually makes things happen. So that's why this is going to be called the Q1200. So basically a nod to Q for all the things that he did. Plus you're going to be having that 1200, which is the Casio AE1200. So that's going to be what it is. So that's going to be the marking that's going to be on the back side of things. Front side does not have any information on it, so it doesn't have Seiko. I'm not trying to say it's a Seiko. It does have this kind of guard. This one is made out of metal. The original one is a plastic. As you see, this one's really beat up. for that plastic. I did see somebody that has a 3D print version, so I'm going to try and print that out. But my Creality K1 Max died again, so I can't do anything. But I'm going to try and print it out and do that for this older one, because this is the one that is the Silver Star or Silver Wave. As you see on the back there, it's that Silver Wave. So this is not the one that's the actual James Bond watch. But very close. I think it has the same essence to it. There's another option that I was thinking about doing, is going to be more that full polish. So I kind of went with brushed, but this is kind of more of a full polish case. And then other than the other kits, this one will have the pushers already in it. So you do not need to change the pushers out. And then I was going to go with these straps, and there's going to be a standard size and a large size. So do let me know if this is something that you want at all. Otherwise, I'll just have it for myself. But if this is something you guys want, let me know in the comments, and let me know so I can either go that pre-order route or to go to Kickstarter and do it that way to see if there's a market for this item. I think it's really cool. I think it's actually nicer on the wrist even than the original one, because the original one seems a little bit small. So it still works, but that's going to be how that is in comparison to the new style, which takes that module and then just puts it right in there. So it is a little bit thicker as well, so not too much difference in thickness, because you do have kind of that backing that kind of protrudes out. So that's going to be the thickness. And then this one is going to be a sapphire crystal as well. So the regular Casio is very prone to scratching. So this one is going to be with the sapphire crystal. These are actual true screws, so eventually I can do different colors for the accent for the bezel. But this is going to be a 22mm straps on these guys. So again, I did try different options. Like I did this one, this metal band felt really cheap to me, and it didn't really match very well. So I'm going to go with this one here, and then the kit will have everything that you really need for it. There's the newest variation, so it's going to have kind of that spring bar tool. So little tools here to open things up. Screwdriver. It is going to be a different case back. I tried to have them use the same screws as the Casio, so I can just take it out and put it in, but for some reason they cannot thread it the same. I don't understand that. I would think that you just get the bit and like do that, even if I had to buy it, but they said that they couldn't do it, so this is the route that I'm going to have that happen. But it has the case back on there. If you guys do want to have it pre-assembled, I can offer that service as well. I do not have a wholesale account, and I tried to do a wholesale for the Casio, and it was like a little bit more than I could buy it off of Amazon, which didn't make sense. So that one, not going to work. But that's going to be the setup for it. This is going to be kind of those two different straps. So the previous kit, we're going to change it up to have it work better, but I'll have the two straps, so the standard strap or the larger strap. So if anybody has a larger wrist, that's going to be where you have that option to change that out already instead of having to your own. But with a 22mm, you can actually go and pick that up wherever you want to. A good feeling between the two. So it's going to be one that looks fairly close. I'm not trying to copy it exactly, but I think if you look at this one and this one, you can see where it's coming from, even though there are some changes, because this is going to be a little bit more boxy just because of the modular, and this is a little bit wider because of the modular as well. But I think it came out great. Since 2022 that I've been working on this project. So that's where a lot of things go on with Orion Knives. We do have a new model coming out, which is the Aries, but that one also is having some difficulties. That one's been about a year. They've been working on that one. So have a lot of different projects in the queue, but until we can get the other ones kind of moving, that's where we just gotta wait, and hopefully we'll have a real breakout one where we can just like release everything else that I have in the queue. But let me know as far as what you guys think about these projects. If you guys want to see it on market, if you guys want to do pre-order or Kickstarter, then that's something that I can offer with it. But I think it's going to be a great project. Just take the modular out of your Casio, or buy a Casio. I mean, there's probably millions of these out there, and then it's not having to deal with 1980s electronics. You grab a new one, 10-year battery, pop it in there, and you're ready to go. But let me know. Thanks for stopping by. Casio kit, Pig's available, case coming out on Monday, and so a lot of things going on with Orion Knives. Subscribe and let me know what you're looking for.